Welcome to a Life of Greatness podcast.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited to talk to you.
My name is Grynberg. I'm a mindset coach to professional athletes, executives, and business owners. I am the host of a Life of Greatness podcast, the creator of a Life of Greatness podcast, and an author of my book, Living a Life of Greatness. From the outside, everything looked perfect. I'd got the job of my dreams. I was at the time earning more money than I had ever thought that I would in my life. I was mixing with celebrities, going to big parties, and I can tell you this, I was the most unfulfilled I had ever been in my life. I was doing no inner work and I was absolutely exhausted. These are the key pillars of what I believe greatness is. The number one is conscious awareness. And why this is so needed, and it's the number one pillar to leading a great life, is this. If we don't know what we're thinking, we don't know what we're saying, and we don't know what we're doing, then we can't change it. You know, it's interesting. I think you'd be living under a rock not to realise that social media plays a big part in us not feeling the happiest that we could. I am so used to just pushing on that button that it's become like this obsession. How did we get like that? How do we change the noise in our minds? The first step is this. If you have a negative thought, which we all have, that thought's there. We can't change that thought, but we can replace it with a better feeling thought. And what I teach a lot of my mindset clients is this. Have the understanding already of what your better feeling thought will be. So for example, I say to people, maybe it's something you love, or maybe it's something you like, a pet, a family member. Know already what the better feeling thought is. Why this will help you is because when the negative thought comes up, if we're stumbling around trying to think of something positive, it takes time. If we already know what the better feeling thought is, we can replace it straight away. You see, through neuroplasticity, we know now that the brain is able to rewire itself up until the day we die, but we need to know how to use it to be able to do that. Then, if you have, say, a ruminating thought that happens at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's when they like to poke their head up, and you can't get out of that cycle of overthinking the same thing, catastrophizing the worst case scenario, do this. Look at the thought and say to yourself, do I know for sure that it is true? I can tell you 90% of the time you do not know for sure that that thought is true. When we test the thought, we're giving ourselves agency and control over it, which already makes us feel better. The second thing to do is, can I do something about it? So this is psychology. Can I externally do something about it or internally? If, for example, your negative thought was, Sally doesn't like me, do you know for sure that Sally doesn't like me? No, I don't know for sure. Can I do something about it? Yes, I could call her tomorrow, or I could write her an email. Okay, again, that's giving you control over being able to do something about it. If you do know for sure that Sally doesn't like you, then we go into the third step, which is radical acceptance. That is accepting the fact that this situation exists, there's nothing you can do about it, but when you've accepted it, you're able to move on. I will teach you in a moment how to box breathe, but why it is so important is this. It's because it allows the heart rate to become slower and slower and slower. When we're nervous, if you're saying a speech at work, if you've got an important job interview, whatever it may be, a conversation with an employee or a boss, sometimes we can get really nervous. What happens when we get nervous and anxious? Our heart starts beating very, very fast, and that's what makes us not be able to talk properly, or panic attacks, or whatever it is. When we're box breathing, it's regulating our nervous system. No one can take your breath away from you. It's one of the most key, powerful pillars of leading a great life.
Thank you for what you do. It's clear you have a ton of passion for it. I'm so glad that you listen to that inner voice about what you want to do, and you're a shining example of aligning with that spark.
We hope the same for this conversation tonight, that there was something that you heard that you can make that little change. And then we hope that you all live a life of greatness.